Yo, what's good, guys? It's Beach. Today we are going to actually do an aerial guide. I'm really excited about this because I've thought about it a lot. I've seen a lot of videos done out there, and I mean, I haven't watched them personally, so I don't know if this is going to be necessarily advice that you guys have heard. Maybe this is something that you guys might repeat. Maybe it's different. This isn't going to necessarily be on like the secret to how to aerial, but this is going to be kind of how I learned to aerial, and I haven't really shared this much. I haven't really gone over it a whole lot. I'm not the obviously most mechanical player in the world. However, I have felt like my mechanics have improved substantially since even hitting SSL, because I started doing these drills a lot more frequently. I don't think, I'm just going to preface this, I really don't think having perfect aerial control is how you're going to get SSL, because I definitely didn't. I was struggling to get flip resets still consistently and having decent aerial mechanics. Still am, but these are going to be, this is kind of the drill that helped me work on it. I'm going to say this right now, there's no cheat code. It's building muscle memory, and this is going to be how you're going to build muscle memory. I recommend doing this 15 to 30 minutes a day for about a month, and you'll have insanely good control. If you guys do learn anything of value after a month of this, I would highly recommend putting 10, like I said, 15 to 30 minutes a day aside to do this, and you really won't have to do it again because you're building muscle memory with 3 different unique drills. If you're on PC, this is going to be strictly for you guys. If you guys are on console, I'll show you guys how you can also do these. We're going to be using workshop maps. I've never really liked using workshop maps until I started doing aerial training slash kind of like aerial control training, and then I started enjoying it a bit. So we're gonna get straight to this. Like I said, there's no cheat code to this. This is just drills. This is how you're gonna improve. You guys can grab any rings map you guys want to. I'm gonna grab this one, Lethenbeer's Giant Rings map. It's great for this. So we're gonna do 3 different things here, and it's gonna go up and up and up in difficulty, and I recommend doing this, like I said, 5 to 10 minutes a day, to be honest, on each drill. There's 3 drills. Again, there's no cheat code to this. It's really about building muscle memory, and these are the drills that helped me build muscle memory, and I hope these will help you as well. Quick note, Beach from editing here. There's 2 things that I should have gone over at the beginning of the video that we didn't go over, so I'm just going to quickly go over them. The 2 things are, I want to really clarify, I am giving you guys the routine for success. You do not see success without routines, especially when you enjoy the routine. That is when you really reap the rewards. So this is drills. This is a routine that I will be giving you guys. I talk about that later in the video, how much time you'll be spending doing this, how much time per month you'll be spending, but it is so worth it. I am one that never really enjoyed workshop maps. However, I really enjoyed doing this when I was working on my mechanics. So I promise you guys will enjoy this. You guys will definitely see progress. Like I said, come back to the video in 30 days and let me know about your progress. The second thing I didn't talk about that I need to cover at the beginning of the video is mentality. Super important. You need 3 mental traits. You need discipline. Get yourself on the game every day or every other day and really put in the time on these drills. The first thing you should be doing is these drills. Get yourself locked in on these drills. Do not go do anything else. Discipline. See the routine out first. Number 2 is going to be mental fortitude. These drills are really tough, especially if you're newer at aerial control. So this is mental fortitude. You need it. You need to be able to just say, God, I'm really bad right now, but I eventually will get good. The last one is going to be integrity slash taking accountability. When you mess up a level, when you mess it up, have some not responsibility, have some integrity. Say, I messed up, reset. Oh, maybe my finger slipped off the aerial button, right? Have some integrity with that. That's more important than anything else. The last thing that I was going to say is coaching with a heart. We do a coaching giveaway. I'm going to get back into these. I'm going to start doing content and all of that stuff. We'll post coaching videos. So coaching with a heart, if you guys want to join the coaching giveaway, Discord is down in the description below. I will catch you guys soon. Peace. So what you guys are going to do first is you can just grab normal. I don't really care, to be honest. So the first drill that we're going to be doing is I used aerial right. So you need to have an aerial bound. Wherever you have it, it might be tougher, it might be easier. Like I know people have them on these 2 buttons that I'm pressing right now, X and B. If you have aerial there, it might be kind of tough, but I have it on right bumper. So when we do the first drill, as soon as we jump, we have to be holding aerial the entire time. If I let it go of aerial for even half a second, I have to restart this. So as soon as I jump, I'm going to be holding aerial the whole time. And believe it or not, this is going to be the easiest level. You're just going to take it nice and slow if you want to. whatever you want to do to get you through the level. And for the first 5 minutes, you'll just be holding air roll the whole time. I let go there just to land, obviously. But for the first one, you're going to be holding air roll the entire time. You can do whatever you want to with your stick, and you can do whatever you want to with your boost, right? And it's just figuring it out. And you're not going to look like this necessarily. I will go on KBM in a second to show you guys what you guys would more so look like at the start of this. But I promise you, after doing this 5 to 10 minutes a day on each drill, you will look so much better and have so much more confidence in the air after just spending 5 to 10 minutes a day doing each of these drills. And if it seems like a lot, of work, realistically take a step back and think about how much time am I putting into this game a day. And if you really want this, I promise you it will be worth it. I promise. And then if it's not, you can come to me and yell at me. These are drills that I haven't really seen talked about much. I have seen people talk about workshop maps. We're just going to drop and go to the next one. I've seen people talk about workshop maps, but not on how to use them, to be honest. And that's how I would use these workshop maps. And I'm saying that's how I also did or use this. So that's going to be your first drill. It's just holding air roll right. That is it. If you use air roll left, great, hold air roll left. I would put that at a difficulty about 6, maybe 6 out of 10. Maybe a 5. If you're on, like, if you're new to it, it'll look something a little bit more like this, right? I'm not great at aerial control on KBM, so it'll look more like this. If you mess up like I just did there, always just try to recover, right? Just try to fix your mistake. Don't necessarily restart. If you like lose control, don't do this and just restart. Try to regain control, in my opinion. If you lose control, try to get that control back. Okay, now that we've done that, that's drill number 1. Drill number 2 is going to be your boost button. Whatever your boost button is, as soon as you jump, you may not let go of it. You can let go of bumper, which is your air roll right, and you can let go of air steer. So as soon as you jump, you have to be holding boost the whole time, so that would be a fail. And you want to be doing spins kind of like this. I'm feathering right now my air roll, but you can do any type of spin that you want that gets you moving in that specific direction. Like I said, whatever you do, do not let go of that boost, okay? As soon as you jump, hold that boost the whole time. And this might be kind of tough. This is going to be probably a 7. This is going to be the second drill. This is going to be a little bit tougher than the first one, but not as hard as the last one. I would probably put this at a 7 or an 8 out of 10, just because you have a little bit of freedom of movement, but it is really hard considering you have to be holding boost the entire time. Like I said, if I do this to fix something, if I let go, it's a restart. So you want to be holding it the whole time. You want to figure out different types of spins, and you can say, well, how practical is this? But it will be working on your aerial control the entire time. And in games, this will help a ton, just having the capabilities. That is what we're working on. The capabilities / the coordination to be working on all of this stuff is super crucial. And a lot of people don't really talk about that, right? They say practice your air rolling, but they don't necessarily practice coordination, right? In sports, we practice coordination. Why do we practice that? A lot of the drills that we do in sports, we wouldn't maybe practically use in a game. However, it's coordination. It's having that capability when we need it, right? And so this one's going to be just holding boost the entire time. And like I said, this will be a 7 or an 8, right? The first one would probably be around a 5 or a 6, unless you're very new to the game. This will be around a 7 or an 8. I don't know what happened there, to be honest. I actually don't know. I sat there and I thought about it. So yeah, holding boost the entire time is going to be the next drill. And again, if you get bumped like that, oh no, just try to recover. Try to still recover, right? Whatever it happens. I have to just think of not feathering my boost like I'm going up for an aerial in a game. I haven't done these drills, so I'm a little bit out of touch with these, but as you guys can see, I haven't done these in a minute because I haven't really been practicing my aerial control. But as you can see, you know, it's still kind of a fluid movement. It feels kind of clean to me. Still working on it, obviously, and there's a lot more. Like I said, I could definitely improve. It's not like I'm perfect at these. So it's the second drill you're going to want to be doing to 5 to 10 minutes. I think that one's really, really good as well, because you're forcing yourself into awkward movements. A lot of the times when you go up into the air in a game, you might put yourself into like an awkward movement. Like let's say we go up into here. I'm going to try to get an awkward reset here on the ball. Like right there's really awkward. Like we can kind of get back to it because I'm kind of used to different different types of arrows because of that drill, right? If I'm like a little under the ball here, how can I twist to get back to it so I can maybe go for a pinch, right? How can I do different types of spins to get back to the ball? Because unfortunately in a game, you're going to be getting challenged early. You might have to hit it up to the ceiling really fast, right? How can I get here, get through that, and then like get back down to it to hit it back to my teammate maybe for a pass, right? There's a lot of things that you have to think about in a game, and having that muscle memory built up where it might be an awkward thing to practice initially, but having that in a game is such a luxury. Now the final one that we're going to do is going to be the final drill we're going to go over. Will be, this one's really tough. You're gonna be holding air steer the entire time. This one's really hard. This is like a 9 out of 10 on difficulty. So this one's really difficult. Bear with me. We held boost the whole time first, then we held air roll the whole time. Now we're holding air steer left the whole time. This one you're gonna be feathering your boost and your air roll. So I'm gonna try to demonstrate. The whole time I have to be holding air steer. It's going to be kind of circular motions. Why is that? Well, that's kind of obvious. You'll mostly be holding your boost through this as well. It's circular motions. Why? It's because you're holding air steer the whole time, right? So great. This is where it gets really tough. First level's not bad. This is where it gets brutal because you have to go upwards, which makes it really tough for elevation climbing and stuff. I'm not great at it. You guys see how I'm holding left the whole time? Maybe my finger's slipping down a little bit, and I'm not getting anywhere, am I? Right? This is real tough. We'll go again. It's really tough to climb on that elevation. Again, it's feathering your air rolls, feathering your boost accordingly, whatever you might need. Like I said, this one is the 9 out of 10 difficulty. I still struggle with it. Nice little bump on the recovery there, right? It's a lot of tornado spins, a lot of feathering your boost. Okay. And this one, when are you going to use this in a game? You probably won't use it much. But again, you're building coordination. And nobody really talks about building coordination rather than game practicality and use. Sorry, I had to lock in there. But it is something that you have to do. That one I accidentally just spun my finger, but it was fine regardless as making it through. This one is really, really tough. If you're struggling with this, I don't really blame you. That first level's not that bad, but once you start getting to the ones where you have to go here, it gets really difficult on figuring out how to feather it. And I will be honest with you, if you can even get to level 2 on this, you're doing a good job. If you can get through level 2, you're doing a great job. And like I said, you just do 5 minutes each day, or 10 minutes if you have a lot of spare time. And I moved my stick there, right? Trying to adjust out of muscle memory, so I'd have to restart. But yeah, this one's really tough. However, it's obviously something that's a great thing to practice. Oh, my finger's about to slip off the stick. Yeah. Fucking lotion on my hands. But yeah, so that one's really tough. And it's supposed to be, right? It's not supposed to be easy. Learning how to air roll and air control is not supposed to be easy. But this is like the air control guide. And I can't sit here and tell you like what quarter turn you need to be pressing specific buttons, and I don't think that's beneficial to you either. I think the most beneficial thing to give people is drills on how to improve, because now they know how to improve, and now it's up to them to improve themselves, right? I'm going to try to do this level. Like I said, 5 to 10 minutes a day on each drill. I accidentally slipped my finger. 5 to 10 minutes a day is all you really need to be doing. Like I said, this is a 9 out of 10 on difficulty. And if you feel like you're not capable of doing this, you might not be, and that's totally okay. You don't have to be totally capable of it. What I will say, though... Oh, shit. What I will say, though, is give it a try, right? Even if a drill's harder in sports, you still want to give it a try, and it might not be time for you to do it. However, at that point, again, you're working on coordination. And maybe that air roll one feels almost impossible to you, and that's totally fine if it feels that way, right? There's no shame in that. It's just kind of building that muscle memory up. Oh no, I let go of the wrong button. And again, this one's tough. This one's not supposed to be easy. Is it possible? Oh, it's 100% possible. I used to be a little bit better at this drill specifically. I moved my stick. This one's like one that's like, this one's really tough. We'll see if we can get it in that 5-minute timer on this level. And then, yeah, you can do the same map. You can switch maps. If you pick a map, I would recommend... Oh, I'd recommend staying to that map for a few days, though, right? Because the fun part about it is there's two sides to it. The fun part is, like, playing new maps. The other part, or the other part is beating your score on that map, right, in 5 minutes. And if you give yourself 10 minutes, you can complete the map, most likely. I actually don't know about that, how long this map is. I've never completed it, because I just used it for 5 minutes at a time. But yeah, we'll see if we can do this in the next minute. And then you should be able to, if you want to spend a little extra time on it, we'll do what that fourth drill could possibly be. And that's just going through it, kind of just having fun, just freestyling through it, right? Using all the different motions that you just picked up would be a great part to, I think my finger might have slipped there, but yeah, it definitely slipped there. But we'll just go through whatever. Integrity, right? So I'll reset. What I was saying though is your finger slipped. It's tough. This one's really hard. If you guys get to level 4 through level 4, let me know in the comments because I'm struggling, obviously. It's really hard to steer. Yeah, I'm struggling a lot. And then if you're at the 5-minute timer, let's say, you just play that temp through. See if you can get like that buzzer beater on it. Oh no. Ah, finger slipped. The finger slipped. That's the hardest part too, is it is having integrity. So when your finger slips, you have to give up. My finger decided to move because I was like, oh, muscle memory to correct this really efficiently, but whatever. And then the last drill that I would do is just go in. Just go in, go crazy, do whatever kind of movements you want to do, have fun with it. At this point, you're not necessarily worried about holding specific vines down. Just go through. Right? I'm not holding anything down specifically that I don't want to be. If I want to let go of all of them, great. If I don't, great. And just go through 5 minutes. Give yourself 5 minutes to see how far you can get. And then, like I said, you can do fun spins. And you might mess up. Like, if I try to do a fun spin and I mess up, is it a big deal? No, not at all, right? Maybe we go for a stall and have some fun with it. But this is just all about, at this point, seeing what I can do. And right? I like to hold arrow down most of the time. I try to go fast through there. Whatever, it happens, right? Maybe slow down a little bit. Be a little bit safer about it. It's okay, it happens. Right? So now I know I need to slow down a little bit. Make sure I can get over that hump. Nice and easy, right? Now it's about having fun, using stalls, whatever you want to do. Like I said, at this point, it's just about getting through it. The fourth one, if you want to do the fourth drill, if you want to spend 40 minutes or maybe 20 minutes, like I said, 5 to 10 minutes on each one, it's just about how far you can get and what you can do, what you're capable of. I like doing this one because then this kind of gives you freedom of control. Like I said, we're just building muscle memory. I'm not gonna sit here and say this is the key to secret. This is the secret key. This is how you build muscle memory while also still having fun. And that's the bigger thing. We're not sitting here working on our game sense. We're not sitting here working on like all of these different types of flip resets and all of these different types of mechanics. We're working on aerial control, and in turn, this will make us better at everything else. Why? Because we have better aerial control going through these things, right? And that's the fun part. That's like the reality of, we're gonna have to go straight up here. Yeah, there we go. That was inefficient as hell, but it's all good. That's the fun part of this though, right? Is like, is we're not necessarily working on specific mechanics. We're just more so working on the fun things. Like I said, this is a super fun thing to work on. Everybody likes to work on aerial. Oh, well, I didn't see the dip. Everybody likes to work on fun mechanics, right? And this is one of the fun things to work on, is flying around in the game. And especially if you have workshop maps accessible to you, it makes these really fun and easy to work on. And this is how you do it efficiently, because a lot of people will sit there and not aerial, not fly through it. Well, they will fly through it, but they won't really have any intention behind their training. And like I said, intention behind training is so crucial, and not many people like really value that. It's like doing specific motions, forcing yourself into uncomfortable spots, because a lot of us won't force ourselves into these uncomfortable spots. And this last part of this one that I'm doing right now, it's not about forcing myself into an uncomfortable spot. It's just seeing what I can do in 5 minutes, right? And I'm not going to do this for 5 minutes. You guys don't have to sit here and watch me do this. We might have died a couple of times, and that's just part of it, right? We'll have fun doing it. It's not about, like I said, just making sure it's the most efficient. We're not speed running it. We're just trying to have fun. We're trying to see what we're capable of, right? And that's just part of it. We're good to go there. Not bad. And these can get kind of difficult for a lot of players, but like I said, as you go along and as you kind of slowly figure it out, it becomes a lot more fun, right? But this is how you get those decent mechanics. A lot of people don't really talk about like the time that it takes. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. And if you're good at air rolling already, great, awesome, sick. These are something you can still work on. And I say that in the place that I know I'm going to start doing this again. Now that I'm coming back to Rocket League to be like a little bit more efficient with my training. This is 100% something you should be doing every single day if you're really wanting to improve your mechanics. And again, there's no ball involved, but the nice part is once you go out of this and go, maybe you sit in free play for a little bit after this. And I'm always one, here's the thing that if you followed my channel at all for a bit, I'm one that just really emphasizes grinding ranked nonstop. Go play ranked, go play ranked. I will be honest with you, after I hit SSL is when I started putting a lot of time into mechanics, and I got more mechanical than I ever was, a lot faster. And this is kind of how. And then once you go into free play, you'll feel really good, right? Because now you've worked on aerial control. And yeah, there's a whole different aspect of free play now that you have a ball that you have involved with your training. However, the nice part about it is you're feeling more comfortable in your car, which I know that's a big issue for a lot of people, is they can't even face their car in the right direction that they want to. And this is how you can do it in the air. And then those car touches, it'll be a lot less effort to figure out how to do that now that you've done these 3 drills and like consistently worked on it. And don't give up after a day. Don't give up after a week. That would be, you'd really be harming yourself if you gave up. I mean that sincerely, in a place that I'm not saying my training method's the best. There might be a better one out there. But if you give up on yourself or doing this drill or doing drills that you think are working for you or that could potentially work and not see it through for at least like 3 weeks to a month, you're doing yourself a disservice. So have patience and have discipline. That's the hardest thing. Oops. That's the hardest thing to have when you're learning something new and really struggling with that new thing, is having the patience and the discipline to see it through, because you don't see instant results, right? As humans, we love to see instant results, whether that's Rocket League or anything we do in life. We need those instant results, right? But see it through, see what you can do to make sure that you are improving, right? Because like I said, a lot of people do these things mindlessly. Don't do these things mindlessly. The last one you can do a little bit mindlessly, like I said, right? I'm not really holding buttons down. I'm kind of just swiveling my stick, tapping whatever buttons I feel is necessary at the moment. But I've built this muscle memory up by doing those drills, right? Even when I was hitting SSL, I struggled with these rings maps, but that's because I wasn't really intentionally training through them. I could still get through them. Obviously not as efficiently as I can now. My mechanics have been improved drastically by these drills. And if you have other drills that you want to share in the comments, you let me know. Now, if you're on console, it's going to be a little bit different, unfortunately, because you don't get the luxury of having workshop maps. And if you're asking me, can you do these on different rings maps? Yes, of course you can. I know there's other rings maps that have smaller rings. Oh, we're past 5 minutes. We'll just finish this one off. Sorry, I was just zoning out, just having fun. Oops, that's lucky. I wouldn't do the small rings maps, just because it's less room for error. And I will be honest with you, even when I was doing it, I tried it on the smaller rings maps. You just need perfect precision, and right now, eventually you'll build that. Don't get it twisted. You'll eventually build that. But when you're learning it initially, in these drills initially on how to do these, you don't want those small rings maps. I'll be honest with you. You just want a bigger ring. You want to be able to fit through the easy rings, right? And then once you start working on it a bit more, whoa, that was a slip. Yeah, once you start working on a bit more, then you'll be a little bit more comfortable. Yeah, then you can go into free play and you can grab a ball and go do whatever you want to. Then it becomes really easy. I'll just go for a very standard ceiling shot, but right, it becomes very easy with basic movements, basic motion, just because of what we've just done, right? Everything feels easier now. And yes, there's another aspect of the ball that we have to worry about, but the air rolls feel more comfortable, right? They feel a little bit more natural, which is exactly what you're looking for. You're looking for nothing else other than building muscle memory. Again, there is no secret to this. Now, if you're on console, this is unfortunately what I would do if I were you. I would go here and then do a figure 8 through them. So we'll go arrow right first, and you can move your stick as much as you want. You just have to be holding arrow. I would do figure 8s through these. And this, I will be honest, again, this will be really boring. However, you can become very good at arrow and air control if you do this on console. I think I just let go of my air roll, to be honest, because I was talking. But yeah, so okay, air roll right. Sorry, I'm zoning out. Air roll right, just around the pillars. Do a figure 8 around them, right? So we go out and then in, and then back in, and then back out. And then you'd want to do boost the whole time. And this is a little bit easier, just due to the amount of space that you have to not hit something. Right, it's a little simpler. Whoops. Unless you're me, of course. But I'm also yapping. So boost, and then you'll hold air steer the whole time. And yes, again, the air steer is 100% possible. It is just very, very difficult. I mean that as a sincere thing. It is 100% possible, but it's also very, very difficult. Okay, that's my air roll guide. That's my air control guide. It's not necessarily an air roll guide. It's an air control guide. This is how you get good air control. If you have any questions in the comments, you guys let me know. Again, this is not a secret on how to air control good. This is you're playing the long game here. Congratulations. I sit here and I open up Rocket League. I pause my music because I'm yapping so much, but I sit here and open up my Rocket League and look at how many hours I have. Somewhere we do that. We look at how many hours we have, and we have 2,400 hours. Now let's do the math here. Holy typing. If we spent 30 minutes a day in a month's time, right? 30 minutes a day times 30. Divide that by 60. If you spent 15 hours in a month working on air control, that's not that much. Everybody has 15 hours a month of free time. You could easily do that if you really want to get good at air control. It's not about looking up the secret to air rolling. It's not about looking up what timing it is in the air specifically on how to press certain inputs. It's about putting in the time to build the muscle memory. 15 hours a day in a month is not hard. It is not difficult. It might sound like a lot, like, yeah, sure, that's almost half a day in a month, but I promise you it will be so worth it. If you want to work on air control, your time is now. Rocket League season has about less than a month left, probably half a month. Exactly 30 days. If you literally start when this video is posted, by the time next season comes around, your air control will be demonic compared to where it is now, and you will climb so quickly just off mechanics. You won't even need game sense. And I say that in a sense where I could probably struggle. It would be tough for me to sit below like C3 because my mechanics are so solid now, right? Before I would have really big drops down to C3 and even struggle down there because I couldn't outplay opponents. But now with where my mechanics are at, it's super easy for me to outplay opponents with my mechanics. Obviously, I'm not outplaying 1700s, 1800s. I still need to use game sense for that, but no. Please, please, please do yourself that service. If you found anything of value, come back in a month and let me know how this might have helped you guys. This is what helped me. And I'll put a montage in my comment in my description just so you guys can see kind of the progression of my mechanics. If you guys were here from my previous videos when I hit SSL originally, we were very unmechanical and I worked on my mechanics a lot. And this is the first thing that I did, was this drill. Holding air roll, holding boost, holding air steer. And again, they're very difficult, but I couldn't recommend it more. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. I think this is a great guide to it's a great guide. I'm not going to say it's not the secret to success, and there is no secret to success. It's building muscle memory, and this is like the cheat code to building muscle memory. You're putting yourself in kind of weird spots. You're giving yourself drills. You're giving yourself you're giving yourself a routine for success. That's the important part. And if you enjoy the routine, like, here's the thing, I'll be honest with you, you guys will enjoy this. Like, doing workshop maps are actually kind of fun. I always kind of strayed away and was like, no, don't do those are weird because they're situational. Those ring maps, if you're using them with drills, they're very efficient, and they're fun, right? So that's nice. If you enjoy the routine, you'll see the rewards, you'll see the success. A lot of the people, like I said, will just go into okay, well, I don't want to be on this map. A lot of people either do one of two things when they're working on air roll, and one of them is they'll just go up the wall and they'll just hold air roll. They'll just hold air roll, and their air dribbles will look something like this, right? They're gonna go up the wall and they're gonna be like, they'll hold air roll, and then they'll get one really good career like air dribble on accident, right? They just look like this. What's the intention behind just holding air roll the whole time while you're chasing a ball around? You can't really do that. right? One of their air dribbles will look kind of like this and they're like happy with it. And it's just like, no, right? We're not happy with that. There's no intention behind that other than just kind of chasing a ball around in the air, right? We're not even really working on the first touch. We're not working on anything else. With the other drills, you're intentionally working on specific movements and figuring it out. Like I said, the first 2 days might be really tough. This will take you discipline. This will take you responsibility. It's going to take you a little bit of mental fortitude because you're really going to struggle. But it's about the back end of the rewards, right? It's the reward of the work that you put in. And I saw it. And I know people that I've given this to has also seen the rewards. So if you guys have any questions, like I said, leave them in the comments. I will catch you guys later. I will catch you guys in the next video. If you have any video ideas, drop them in the comments as well. I think that is your like secret to success, to be honest. So you guys let me know. I will catch you guys soon. Much love. Peace.